blocks away. Vos te recordás del Mesón de Oriente. Aquí, vamos. Y te recordás de una gran balacera que hubo en el Mesón de Oriente. You see, he remembers. En esa balacera estábamos patojos nosotros, el Huicho, Maxi, y estábamos metidos en la guerrilla. Pero ahí los que fueron en la balacera era mi primo, que era el comandante Figenio. Y al otro que agarraron ahí era otro primo mío, Chepito Lemos. Lo mataron, por supuesto, ¿eh? Lo agarraron vivo. Y este es en la universidad, joven Buki en la universidad, es en New York City. When I went to Colombia. But this is a good article, man. It's about narcotic trade and how the Americans wash all the cash from the Mexican cartels. Y aquí está la Universidad de Columbia y todo lo que pasé ahí en la universidad.
So if I was to buy this book, does she come with it?
No.
No? Oh, darn it.
And it's the last one that I had a female in the middle page of it. People didn't like that.
So where can the general public find these if they want
In
to?
the web.
And
That's what I told you. In La Verdad, the truth. If you have, we should buy you know, we can buy 10, 15 quetzales of web time, huh? Or no?
well, free. Why buy?
No, free if you have Wi-Fi, but here I don't have
Oh, I see what you're
Wi-Fi.
saying.
Yeah, because that would make it easier for when I speak and things that we can refer
Sure.
to all the works and
Absolutely.
because also I in 1990 a la Mirna Mac la mataron en el 90, ¿verdad, chico? Mirna Mac. Sí. Sí. El 11 de septiembre, sí, de 1990, algo así, bueno. But then in 11th of September of 1990, there was this murder around here. They killed Mirna Mac. She was a anthropologist and a sociologist, but she had gone to London, School of London University or something, or Cambridge or some place like that. Huh? So she had gone, she was very reputed. So when she got murdered, it was a big, very international event. Huh? So later they captured the assassin who worked for the Archivo. And the Archivo was el Estado Mayor Presidencial, the president's people. And the guy that murdered her is Noel Beteta. Noel Beteta is the name of the assassin. He was a professional assassin. He used to kill many people, but for the government. And Mirna Mac, this lady, she was considered intellectual in the guerrilla. So that's why they had her killed. So then I was like 2 years afterwards, it's when I went to the American Embassy, and I relate this over here. When I go to the American Embassy, yes, here I'm in the American Embassy, and I'm speaking about corruption in the DEA, huh? And I told you that as a result of that,
Came after you and they came after your father.
yeah, they killed my father.
Yes.
As a result of my visit to the American Embassy, that's why I tell all this over
They don't
here.
want whistleblowers.
Yes, and so they killed my father. So afterward, I was blackballed by the American Embassy. They really, and
Persona non grata.
Sí, persona non grata. Because I was always writing, I sent articles to Penthouse magazine and to the Columbia Spectator, which is the university's newspaper. So I was like an enemy of the government. So they put a trap, I told you about that trap with me, and I winded up with a car in my mother's house that this guy told me that if I could keep it up for him. And he gave me 17 grams of cocaine. But I was an addict. So after all this, because remember I was in the narcotic trade, huh? And here, when I start this, I will make mention of the addiction that had developed, you know.
So you personally had an addiction?
Yeah, here, I mean, I was mentioning about the addiction and how everybody, and with all these car thieves, I told you I brought back from the escape I had, huh? So these people were the bosses of the car thieves, and I worked for the government, huh? But they were all assassins. This place, if you look at the CIA files, you'll read about them, you know. This is all true and it's all facts that I'm telling them. So then when they put this car in my house, like 4 days afterwards, there came a big bust. And I was taken to prison. But such is the luck, and I think like divine help, huh? Because when I went to prison, I got transferred from Preventivo to Pavoncito, and over there, by things of destiny, I winded up where all the military assassins were in prison, including the guy that had killed Mirna Mac, Noel Beteta, ¿verdad? So once we were in there, you know, we were all prisoners, fellow prisoners. We'll speak and everything. So at the end, they were all telling me their stories, how they used to go murder people and this and that. And I had my recorder, so I would record all these interviews with the assassins. And then I told you that there was no federal witness program in Guatemala. I'm like the person that tried to initiate the witness program here. Okay. When I got all these testimonies, I told this guy, listen, you all sentenced to 30, 50 years in prison, but if you come out and tell, you might get reduction in your sentences. And so we made a big press conference. It was in Guatemala, a big exit. I came in the newspaper in the front page of the newspapers like 10 days in a row, you know. And saying the Buki I know I wasn't called Buki then yet. That nickname came afterwards.
And how old were you, George, when all this was happening?
So listen, I'm 67 now, and that was in the 90s. That
so
was
25 years ago.
25 years ago, so I was already like...
you were mid-40s,
yeah,
early
40s
okay.
or whatever, when this thing happened, you know.
Okay.
So in all my youth, I went like to university, and the first, up to like 30 or 35, I was in the narcotic trade, which is what I was telling you. But I will end this thing. So when the newspapers came out with all these big things, and we thought they were gonna go help us. But then the Attorney General went over and told the guys that I had convinced of speaking out, said, if you guys keep on talking, we're gonna put you in a shooting squad, you know. So everything failed, all this thing, but from those works, and then I have here, I'll show you. Here.
I get it, go.
Sorry, guys.
So here, this is what the newspapers, this was published, what does it say here? 9th of October of 2000, recently, huh? But they're
1993.
remembering what happened the 10th of October of 1993.
So 24
24
years
years
ago.
before. And that's me over there with the assassins giving the press conference that I told you about.
George, nine moves.
It's me over here, huh? And this
No,
is
Buki.
and this is Noel Beteta, the big murderer,
assassin.
the guy. All of these guys are assassins. And this here is Michael Devine. Michael Devine is an American that he was owner of a hotel in Boptum, Petén. The hotel is named Ishobel. But he was killed also by an army squad. ¿Verdad? And these are the guys that killed Michael Devine. But they told me all the story, also all the facts, how they picked him up and they had another soldier that was fingering him. And so I had the whole story with all the assassins. And this guy, Noel Beteta, gave me 6 hours of interviews of how he killed Mirna Mac, the girl that I told you that went to London schools and everything. So my journalistic work went to court. And through that work, in Guatemala, for the first time, a big general and a colonel were condemned, where they were sentenced for the murder of Mirna Mac. Due to my work, due to those 6 hours of interviews that I did with this guy, Noel Beteta, who is still in prison in Pavón. He has not finished his sentence yet.
Really?
And I still have, huh?
How old is he now?
He is like,
Your age?
no, he's younger than, he's like,
Maybe
maybe
60?
like, yeah, 55, 60.
Okay.
And he's finishing a 55-year sentence, actually in Pavón.
Wow.
And, he's got many stories to tell and everything. But I want to go back to the Michael Devine case. Because when the investigation got deeper and deeper and deeper, remember that this was a big case because he was American. And his wife is still alive. She's the owner of that hotel, Ishobel. If you look up in Poptum, Petén, Ishobel. But so Michael Devine, it wasn't, the Americans said they wanted to have the results, why he'd been killed and everything. But I went deeper and deeper in the investigation. And then I found out that these guys, they told me that, but that when they were in the army also, but they started mentioning a girl by the name of Juanita. Juanita was a backpacker, an American backpacker. But they said that Juanita used to go into the army garrison whenever she wanted, and she was like real hot shit. When she went in there, she immediately went up to the commander's office. So then I started getting...
She was a puta?
No, Juanita was a backpacker,
Okay.
an American backpacker, right? Like you, let's say, or like humans, they're tourists, supposed.
Okay.
But that was like a frame-up because you don't have a free entrance to the military garrisons or everything. So I started investigating about Juanita. So more facts started coming out, and I saw that the CIA was involved also in the murder of this same American. And the colonel that ordered the assassination of here was Garcia Catalan. This is very important because this is very facts that here. And when the CIA files were declassified, it happens that Garcia Catalan was CIA. So it comes out that the agent in Petén was Juanita, the backpacker, that she was a big CIA agent. And I started finding out a relation between the assassination of this fellow and Juanita and the CIA. So when the American embassy saw